Good morning. Going to be making some sterling silver feather and turquoise earrings here for a customer of mine. Special order, and I have the bezel, twist wire, and sheet silver that I'm going to be using. Get a don't really need too much heat on this bezel here. Oh, there we go, float already. You gotta be careful not to overheat or else we'll melt the bezel. So now we've got just the right amount of heat, and we're going to solder the bezel onto the back plate. Just kind of try to slowly heat up the whole piece evenly as much as possible. And looks like most of the flux is burned off, so there we go. And we'll do the same to the other side. I'm not sure how other people do it, but I usually like to form the twist wire around my bezel after I put it to the plate, and then solder it by itself. And then put it back on the plate and solder it to the plate. And that's just my way of doing it. There we go. And let's make sure the solders flow evenly all the way around, and that the twist wire is completely down around the plate. Looks good. Now to figure out the feather size, I'm going to have to go off of the size of these earrings. And, I don't want the feathers to be too small, so I'm going to make it about roughly the same width as these earrings here on top. Each piece I make gets a sterling stamp, and I stamp in THJ for Tyler and Heather Johnson. And I do my best to get it pretty close. It's about, takes a little while to get used to your stamps, I guess, to get to know them. So, because each stamp is different. I usually try to stamp Diné on the back of each piece I make, because that's who I am. I'm Navajo, and Diné means the people. And this is the stamp I'm going to use to make the feather impressions. Could use the right hammer first. Now it's not going to be perfect perfect. Like every little stamp's gonna be perfect, but it is handmade. I guess it's what makes it a specialized piece, because there will not be another exactly like it. And I try not to replicate my work too often. You know, I'll make something and then I'll move on to something different. And then by request, I'll make something similar, not exact, but similar. Because I like to do as much different things as I can. And I have ideas that roll around in my head that I usually need to bring into reality. And my wife Heather, she has a lot of really good ideas, and together we work that way. She suggests something I should make, and I'll do my best to make the way she thinks she wants it to look. That's why it's called Tyler and Heather Johnson Jewelry, Navajo Jewelry. And I've been doing this for roughly over 2.5 years, probably a little bit over that now. And not quite set to the same style. If I have an idea, I'll try to make it. If I see something, an idea, or if I see an older piece that I like, I'll incorporate a little bit of the design, but I do my best to make it my own, give it my own kind of flair. Right now it's 7 in the morning, and I've been up all night because I've been working on my day job, or my night job, whatever you can call it. It switches back and forth. So whenever I get a chance, which lately has been early in the morning, sit down and try to put some orders out. And we'll go ahead and finish this up, and I'll go on to the next process. Again, trying to evenly heat up the entire piece. Make sure it's all, there's plenty of solder to hold it, and there's no gaps. Now we are going to solder on the little links here that'll link it to the feather. And this is kind of a tricky way to solder. There we go. Looks like we got it. On to the next one. And this whole process just takes time, patience. Don't want to rush it too much or else you'll make a mistake that you might not be able to fix. And I've made plenty of mistakes. And these are going to be some pretty long earrings. And gonna has a lot of silver in it actually. It's gonna be really nice. Make sure it's nice and heated. And solder will flow to where there's the most heat. So this piece is coming along pretty well, and just need to shape the feathers and go from there. Gonna be looking pretty nice. So I have the basic outline of it pretty much all filed out. Now I want to shape it so it kind of looks, I guess, 3D, more 3D. So I'm going to use my ball peen hammer that I've had for several years, probably going on 10 years now. I'm going to use the end of that to make that shape. A lot of my tools I use are from, I wouldn't say specific silversmith tools. A lot of it I've gathered from job sites that I've had to buy tools for, jobs that I've had to work, and construction jobs and I use the tools that, a lot of the tools that I bought from there for my silversmithing, you know, like this. Some people use those rawhide hammers, but I haven't bought one yet. It's been about 2 years. I probably should get one. See how, I know a lot of people use it, so it should work out pretty good. There we go. Feathers are shaped. Brushed it off a little bit. Set the stones. And now I'm going to take it to the buffing wheel and give it a high shine. Turned out pretty sweet. Hopefully it's focusing, because I can't tell. These earrings turned out really nice. Took a nice high shine. Look a little bit yellow, but that's because of the lighting. Pretty sweet.